Howdy gang. So I'm doing this unscripted, and the reason I'm recording this is essentially telling you if you're not using AI, you're not late. You're not late. Don't let the FOMO and the videos make you feel like you're behind on things. And essentially the idea of just recording this came from two conversations I had today. One on a live call with some people in a really dope community and another just through forums. And I realized there's this thought process or this thinking that like, oh man, I'm late. There's a sense of FOMO. I need to be on this thing. I got to find a way to integrate AI into my day to day. I got to figure out AI this, AI that. Like it's nonsense. Like, let's be honest. It's just pure nonsense. You're not late. You're still ahead of the curve. And essentially this is a video just to explain to folks that if you're not using it, don't worry about it. Like it's not a matter of like you have to find a way tomorrow to figure it out. And I guess this is more of either a thought process or framework or I'm definitely going to be editing this clip, but this is more of like just a message to let you know that you don't have to rush things, and the philosophy, that's the word I'm looking for. It's more about the philosophy behind how you're going to want to use it to make your life less stressful and a bit more at ease and have fun in the process. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is that your use of AI, whether someone at work is telling you got to find a way to make use of it in your day to day, or you're watching videos online and you're feeling this big sense of FOMO that why am I not implementing it into my day to day, but someone else is making a bagillion dollars using it. Again, if they're making a bagillion dollars and they're doing videos about it, they're not making a bagillion dollars. That's like business 101. But needless to say is that any thought you have about feeling behind, you're not. And the big unlock to starting to use this thing in the sense of how to use it without feeling overwhelmed, how to use it without feeling pressured or rushed is think of it, AI is like cooking. If you've never cooked before, you're going to be trash. You're going to attempt to make a cake, you're going to be terrible at it. You're going to attempt to make a lasagna, it's going to come out horrendous. And you'll actually burn toast, and you may be as bad enough as someone who burns boiled water. But needless to say, at some point, as you spend time with it, you then learn how to do the fundamentals, the basics, you're able to cook. And then over time, you get your own style and how you want to cook things. You figure out the seasoning you like. You figure out whether you're more of an air fry person, or you're more of an oven baked person, or you're more of a pan fry person. Like, you only figure these things out as the more time you spend in it. And the best thing I can say for somebody who is starting out is just play around with it. Don't look at it as I got to find a solution to get this particular thing done, because that's the same thing as a musician who's trying to create a hit. But when it comes to musicians, the best hits, or even artists, the best of anything that gets creative is from them just playing and exploring. If you're a musician, you may be trying to do a new note, maybe trying to find a new instrument to play with. If you're a dancer, you're trying to learn a new style that you can then incorporate into yours. And cooking is also an art. If you're a chef, you're trying to learn from different regions and then incorporate things into the way you're doing things. And it's only in exploring, having fun, and letting yourself to make a ton of mistakes in where you're going to be able to find the use cases that best fit for you. And like, I know, again, we're going to be getting pressure from work. You're going to see those videos saying you got to use AI to do X, Y, Z, or else you're going to be delayed. You're not. Like, you're really not. Because like, if we're honest, if everybody's being delayed, then a whole lot of companies aren't moving that fast. And those that are moving supposedly super fast aren't moving fast enough because they're having time to create videos to tell you that you're not moving fast enough. And some may say I'm making a video myself, but that's nor here nor there. So needless to say, if you're new to the space, you don't know what you're doing, that's fine. It's like cooking. It's like learning to dance. It's like learning a sport for the first time. You're going to be trash. That's fine. Like, you're going to be terrible at it. But the more time you spend, the more you play into it, then you start asking questions, you start figuring things out, you try to push new limits. And once you start figuring all that out is when you'll then be able to figure out a use case and how to make it useful for you in your work, in your day-to-day, in your business, or in your creative endeavors. So again, it's just a message to say for someone, if this was me starting months ago, don't feel pressured, don't feel rushed, you're not late, take your time, have fun, be creative, just enjoy the process of learning something new. For those of us born in the 80s and early 90s, it's like with the remote, you get a new TV, you're pressing each button on that TV remote to figure out what each button does. That is essentially you're doing the same thing with AI. Press each button, figure out what it does, how one thing connects to the next. It's a whole explorative place that we're in right now. Don't feel pressured by the YouTube bros telling you got to make a bagillion dollars, or even like people at work pressuring you got to figure out the way to be more productive. No one's figured it out. Like, whoever's figuring it out is lying to you. Because if everyone's ultra productive, we should all be sitting on a beach in Bora Bora sipping mahi mahis right now, but we're still at work doing what we need to do. So that's the end of this video. I didn't plan on doing this, but I figure it's something that's worth sharing for someone who's kind of new to the space and maybe feeling overwhelmed. I'm not an expert, but I've been using this thing for a very, very long time. For those of you who know, there's this company that was called Jasper. Well, that was called Jarvis, and then got sued by Disney, and then got called Jasper. And then when they got crazy funding, 2 months later, ChatGPT came out and nobody used them ever again. And then there's also Copy AI, which I've given a lot of these companies hundreds and thousands of my dollars. If any of those names mean anything to you, you've been around this thing for a long time. And if you don't know, it's one of those you know situations. So needless to say, using AI, getting started with it, don't feel overwhelmed, don't feel stressed. It's like learning a new art form. It's like learning a new skill. You're going to be trash at the beginning, but just play with it. And the more you play with it, the creativity is going to come out, because all humans are creative. And then as that creativity comes out, you're then going to find ways to integrate it into your day-to-day and make your life easier. And maybe we can get that dream state of going to Bora Bora and sipping mahi-mahis all day. I wouldn't mind it. Other than that, you guys have an awesome rest of the day. If it's sunny outside, get some sunshine. If you get the opportunity, go touch some grass.